What do you got? Just shout some out to me.
Being outdoors makes us beautiful.
Okay. Being outdoors is fun to this man. Or being outdoors makes this man happy. What else? Yeah.
Wearing hats makes this man happy.
Oh, great. Wearing hats is fun to this man. Wearing hats makes this man happy. Okay, what else? What's that?
Weaving.
All right, weaving or weaving baskets. Working hard. Any others? Okay, now you could say county fairs or something, who knows where he's at, but for all of these, you took a verb plus ing and then something else that went along with it to fill in this phrase. These are gerund phrases. So when you take a verb and you add ing and then something else to go with it, either an object or a prepositional phrase or something, that's called a gerund phrase. For each of the following sentence pairs, combine the information into a single sentence by replacing the bolded word with a gerund phrase of 3 or more words in length. Underline the gerund phrase. You may change other words and the phrasing of the other words in the sentence, but do not change the meaning. So, I want you to, for all of these, you'll have two sentences. You'll have something like, I fish on Tuesday, and it makes me happy. And you're going to take the essence of this sentence, turn half of it into a gerund phrase, and then finish it by saying something like, fishing on Tuesday makes me happy. Okay? Let's do this one first. I exercise with my cousin after school. It has led to big improvements in health. So, just like the example, turn one of these into a gerund phrase and combine it with the other one in a way that makes the sentence one sentence and that makes it better.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
Exercising after school has like big improvements in health.
Exercising after school. That's right. You can't leave out your cousin. Exercising with my cousin after school. And then you just took out the id and says has led to big improvements. Like that?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's all I'm asking for this one. So this sounds like childish or something. You're wondering why I'm making sort of a worksheet out of this. Like, well, I mean, for this top example with the picture of the guy weaving the basket, we all made sentences like that. So we all do it automatically. And that's true, you do. But this type of sentence is actually not that common in 10th grade writing. I don't really know why. But in an essay, it's rarer for people to make long sentences with complex subjects. And if they're too often written as gerund phrases, it can make the wording complex and sort of confusing, convoluted. But if they're sprinkled in there once in a while, it tends to make it sound a little bit more academic. So I want to have you practice these for a while. I'm going to reveal these 5 here, and I want you to do the same thing as we've done in this example, and then in number 1. Do the same thing for 2, 3, 4, and 5. Write down, combine these 2 sentences with a gerund phrase. Do you have one for this? Like that? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Making movies in the United States has generated a lot of money over time.
Nice. Do you have one for this yet?
Yeah. I going to the dentist every 6 months here at the
Oh, remove by. So just change this to going.
And change the we have to as.
Okay. All right. Voila. See, now, this one's kind of tricky because you had the subject as we, and then we, and so it takes another cognitive step to remove that we and make the subject the action of going instead of we. The action of going to the dentist every 6 months has preserved the quality of our teeth. Now, this is not necessarily, a great sentence. A lot of writers say you should avoid this because it's not as direct. It's actually clearer if you say who goes to the dentist. But if you never write a sentence like this in your essay, it won't sound as sophisticated. That's why, it's in the state core to teach these phrase types to you in 10th grade. Okay, so we changed that to going to the dentist every 6 months is the thing that has preserved the quality of our teeth. All right, and last one here. What do you have for this? Cooking your own dinner at home will help save money. Or you money. Is that what you said? Like that? Good? Yes. The action of cooking your own dinner at home will do something. It will help save you money. Okay. So these are examples of using gerund phrases as the subject of larger sentences. And sprinkling these into your essay can make them sound more academic. Okay. Stand by. Okay, here we go. There. Okay, you have 7 sentences for this. For sentences 1 through 5, I want you to do the same thing. So, for each of the following sentence pairs, combine the information into a single sentence by replacing the bolded word with a gerund phrase of 3 or more words in length. And for this, I want you to underline the gerund phrase to show me that you know what it is. You may change the other words and the phrasing of the other words in the sentence, but do not change the meaning. So again, the example, I fish on Tuesday, it makes me happy, turns into fishing on Tuesday makes me happy. Turn the word get into a gerund phrase and use it to combine these 2 sentences. And make sure that the result sounds better than the original. Okay? And then after you've done that, 6 to 7. So for this one, it's the same thing, but no bolded words, so you have to decide what you're going to turn into a gerund phrase. Okay. Thinking of starting the new job at the factory tomorrow. How'd you finish it? Makes me nervous. Good.
Winning the war for independence is like the best doubles they made.
Like that? Okay, good. Now, class, notice what you've done by changing these sentences. So, in your essays, I told you to get rid of the word it and the word I and the word it, we and the word you and the word that when it's a pronoun. And by changing these phrases to gerunds, for the most part, you've done that. Getting to the top of the mountain by noon, according to the plan, will take discipline. There's no it in there, and before we had 2. By removing the burden of thinking about what that it stands in place of for your reader makes this more pleasing. Okay, instead of that's what gave them their new confidence, you just combine them, get rid of that. Winning the war for independence is what gave the rebels their new confidence. And it sounds like it belongs in an essay now. If you have too many of these, if you have like 3 gerund phrase sentences in a row, it will sound bad. It will probably sound worse than if you didn't have any. But if you don't have any, it will sound a little bit underdeveloped. It will sound like an essay from junior high or something. So you want to sprinkle them in. An important part of writing an essay, especially at this point, is to have a lot of variety in your sentence types. Have a couple of really long sentences with lots of details, and then a couple of really short, punctuated, direct, independent clauses that drive your point home.